The opium noodles of Shaanxi. How one restaurant ignited China's addictive food crisis. In September 2014, in Yan'an City, Shaanxi Province, a modest noodle shop operated by an unassuming vendor became ground zero for China's most explosive food safety scandal. For months, customers queued daily for the shop's liangpi, cold skin noodles, raving about its irresistible flavor and comforting afterglow. Unbeknownst to them, the secret ingredient was powdered opium poppy husk, a substance containing morphine and codeine, banned in Chinese food since 2013. The vendor later confessed, "I bought 2 kilograms for 600 yuan, $98, and added it to make the taste fragrant." Customers came back every day. Business boomed. The scheme unraveled through a near-impossible chain of events. Police stopped a 26-year-old man for erratic driving. A routine drug test showed opiates in his system, though he insisted he'd never used drugs. His alibi: he'd only eaten noodles that morning. When the man's family members tested positive after eating at the same shop, authorities raided the stall. Lab tests confirmed morphine levels 300% above safety thresholds in the broth. The case triggered a nationwide crackdown. By 2016, 35 restaurants, including Beijing's famous Huda restaurant chain, were implicated for lacing hot pot, grilled fish, and dumplings with poppy derivatives. Ghost Street, Beijing's nightlife hub, became a surveillance hotspot as regulators swarmed kitchens with portable drug testing kits. Poppy powder flowed from remote regions like Gansu and Yunnan, where dried pods were sold illegally for $60 kilograms. Vendors disguised it as special spice blends, exploiting lax rural enforcement. One Xinhua report noted traffickers mixed powder with chili oil to evade detection, a tactic requiring mass spectrometry to uncover. Opioids in poppy husks bind to brain receptors, triggering dopamine surges that create conditioned cravings. While a single bowl couldn't cause addiction, forensic studies showed weekly consumption led to withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety and nausea. Customers have also stated, "This shop's food makes me feel good." Innocent customers faced job losses, social stigma, and 15-day detentions after failing drug tests. Legal petitions surged as victims fought to clear records. Chronic consumers reported lethargy, digestive damage, and opioid dependence. In Guizhou Province, 215 restaurants were shuttered after patrons required medical detox. The Yan'an noodle seller received 10 days detention, a penalty critics called laughably light, for endangering public health. By 2016, however, sentences hardened. 2014, Yan'an noodle vendor received a 10-day detention. 2016, Beijing hotpot chain received fines up to $150,000, permanent closure. Shanghai dumpling shop got criminal prosecution of more than 3-year sentences. China's FDA launched Operation Iron Fist, installing 24/7 hotlines for whistleblowers and deploying undercover buyers to test street food. In China's hyper-competitive food sector plagued by melamine milk and gutter oil scandals, small vendors fought to survive. Poppy powder offered a grim edge. Restaurants saw 30 to 40% repeat business within weeks of adding poppy. For 3 cents per bowl, vendors could mask low-quality ingredients while charging premium prices. As one detained chef admitted, "If others use it and you don't, you lose customers." Despite bans, the practice persists. In 2021, authorities in Jiangsu shut down 12 hotpot chains using poppy-laced, secret recipes. In 2023, a Hunan restaurant owner jailed for spiking duck broth after a diner died of heart failure. China's response evolved beyond punishments. Portable spectrometers now screen foods in 30 seconds. In 2025, Interpol dismantled a trafficking ring moving poppy husks from Myanmar to Sichuan. Apps like FoodGuard let consumers report suspicious meals instantly. The Yan'an noodle seller vanished after his 2014 release a ghost in his own scandal. Yet his legacy is indelible. Every year, China prosecutes hundreds for addictive food adulteration, from poppy-infused barbecue to cocaine-laced burgers. As Dr. Li Wei, a Beijing food safety expert, observes, one man's greed exposed how easily pleasure can be weaponized. The war isn't against poppies, it's against the profit at all costs culture eating our society alive. Power Zone, Black Mamba, and the hidden epidemic of sexual stimulants in Southern Africa. In 2019, Southern Africa faced an unprecedented public health crisis when routine testing revealed popular energy drinks were covertly spiked with pharmaceutical-grade sexual stimulants. Two products Power Natural High Energy Drink SX, branded as Power Zone, in informal markets, and Black Mamba Premium 18,000 were found to contain undeclared erectile dysfunction drugs. Marketed as natural energizers, and sold openly in supermarkets, street stalls, and online platforms, these beverages promised vitality but delivered dangerous pharmacological cocktails. The scandal exposed critical gaps in regional food safety regulation and revealed how easily adulterated products penetrated consumer markets targeting vulnerable populations, including minors and low-income communities. The crisis began when a Ugandan man suffered severe adverse effects including a 6-hour sustained erection, profuse sweating, and cardiac arrhythmia after consuming Power Zone. His complaint to the Uganda National Drug Authority triggered multinational investigations. Laboratory tests in Zambia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa confirmed the presence of sildenafil citrate, Viagra's active ingredient, at concentrations of 68.5 to 71.3 milligrams per 250 milliliters serving. With a standard Viagra tablet containing 50 milligrams, a single 500 milliliters can deliver nearly 3 times the recommended starting dose without medical oversight. Power Zone's manufacturer, Revan Zambia Limited, initially denied adulteration claims. However, tests proved raw materials contained no sildenafil, confirming delicate post-production spiking. The drink's packaging hinted at sexual enhancement with claims it increases libido and acts as an aphrodisiac, though it avoided explicit drug labeling. Alarmingly, its serving size, 500 milliliters, contained 140 milligrams of sildenafil citrate, enough to trigger priapism, which causes prolonged erections risking permanent tissue damage, hypotension, which causes dangerously low blood pressure, and sudden hearing vision loss, linked to sildenafil's vascular effects. Simultaneously, the U.S. FDA identified tadalafil, Cialis active ingredient, in Black Mamba Premium 18,000, distributed by Bandera Icehouse and sold online globally. Marketed for sexual enhancement, it exploited all-natural labeling while concealing tadalafil, a drug with 36-hour half-life, versus sildenafil's 4 hours. This posed catastrophic risks for users with cardiovascular conditions including deadly interactions with nitrates, e.g., nitroglycerin for angina, hypotensive crises dropping blood pressure to lethal levels. Power Zone's production hub in Ndola, Zambia, supplied markets across southern Africa, including Malawi, Zimbabwe, Uganda, and South Africa. Despite Zambia's ban, the drink remained widely available due to insufficient recall enforcement. Street vendors and supermarkets ignored suspensions and cross-border smuggling. Exports continued via informal trade routes. Jerome Kanyika, head of the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, lamented that Zambia relied on Ugandan and South African labs to confirm contamination, a national embarrassment. Crucially, no laws mandated ingredient disclosure for energy drinks, allowing manufacturers to omit pharmaceutical additives. Black Mamba exploited similar loopholes, selling as a dietary supplement to evade strict drug regulations. Sildenafil tadalafil cost pennies per dose when mass-produced illicitly. Adding them to beverages created instant aphrodisiacs with 300 to 400% markup. PowerZone's iconic muscled man logo and Black Mamba's aggressive online ads promised sexual prowess without prescription stigma, targeting young men in conservative communities. Documented cases published proven side effects. Ugandan patient 0. 6-hour erection requiring catheterization to relieve blood trapped in penile tissue. Accompanied by tachycardia and hyperhidrosis. Hypotension in diabetics. Undeclared PDE5 inhibitors caused syncope in users taking nitrate-based heart medications. Long-term neurological risks. Sildenafil overdose links to tinnitus, photophobia, and serotonin syndrome when combined with antidepressants. PowerZone's bright packaging and soda-like taste attracted minors. A single can delivered an adult maximum dose to children, risking developmental harm from hormonal disruption and seizures from blood pressure fluctuations. Paradoxically of publicity about the ban's fueled sales. In Lusaka, Zambia, journalist Kennedy Gindwe observed, news of the drink's side effects boosted its popularity. Street vendors sell out daily despite the ban. Men jokingly call it the 6-hour warrior. This Viagra effect phenomenon mirrored historical patterns where prohibited substances gain allure. Vendors rebranded PowerZone as herbal Viagra, capitalizing on cultural taboos around erectile dysfunction. Meanwhile, Black Mamba's online sales surged in 2020 as lockdowns increased demand for discreet sexual enhancers. In March 2019, Zambia ordered full recall and production halt of PowerZone. United States FDA issued global alert for Black Mamba in April 2020, citing life-threatening hidden ingredients. South Africa increased port screening for sildenafil contaminated imports but lacked resources for domestic market surveillance. To this date, unresolved challenges remain. Energy drinks occupy a gray zone between foods and drugs, avoiding strict oversight. Black Mamba remained available on e-commerce platforms like Amazon via third-party sellers. Many products, e.g., natural libido boosters, mask drugs with plant extracts like maca root or tribulus, complicating detection. PowerZone and Black Mamba epitomized a worldwide crisis of spiked supplements. Between 2010 to 2020, the FDA identified more than 1,000 products laced with hidden drugs, primarily sexual enhancers, sildenafil tadalafil, weight loss aids, sibutramine, steroids, SARMs. 6 years after the PowerZone and Black Mamba scandals, Southern Africa remains a battleground against adulterated energy drinks. In 2023, Zambian authorities seized 5,000 cans of Power Extreme, a rebranded version of the original spiked formula. Meanwhile, Black Mamba variants circulate on the dark web. The crisis underscores a brutal reality, where demand for cheap, fast solutions to deeply personal insecurities meets regulatory complacency. Public health will always pay the price. As long as erectile dysfunction carries stigma and energy drinks promise quick fixes, the next spiked beverage is already on the production line waiting for its moment, its market, and its first victim.